Brian, there's this idea that when you guys get to a game like this, like for example, things get tight, whatever. How would you explain how you're handling this week, a game of this magnitude, knowing the referendum that's on the table?
Yeah, just like we have in the past, against Penn State or any team we play, you just continue the routine the way it is, and you continue to prepare just like you have for weeks prior, but you also know that it's a very good team and there's challenges across the board, and so you got to go out there and lay it on the line. You think about the games that have been played against Penn State going back, even before I got here.
Yeah.
Always great games that go back and forth, but you prepare for every scenario that could come up, and that's our job during the week, is to prepare the best we can. It's like a test, and then you find out how you do on Saturday.
Yeah, in other words, you got to be on your P's and Q's on Saturday more so than regular, or is it?
Certainly when you play really good teams, like we have in the past, you got to every play counts, every play matters. The margin of error, as is very tight.
One question, everyone. Tony
sorry.
Birdman, Buckeye Huddle.
Sorry.
Ryan, I don't know how much you can share. Your conversations with Tyleek over the offseason,
Yep.
what were those like? And did you see a light go on for him or something?
Well, I think for Tyleek going into year 3, like a lot of our guys, you want to start taking on a more of a lion's share of the reps. He's done that, and he's had more of an impact this season than he has in the past. And but again, in games like this is where our really good players and great players have to play that way.
Bill Landis, Rivals the podcast. And folks, we do have other players. Cody Simon and Xavier are here as well.
Was there any commonality last week with the delay of game penalties and anything you're looking at to get fixed with those?
No. One of them, we had Xavier in there at tailback. He was running a protection that he really wasn't that familiar with, because we were in a tough spot and we were having a hard time identifying protection, and so we put Xavier in there, and that's what that was. And the second one was a punt that right around the 40-yard line. We weren't exactly sure on the look, and anytime we say, hey, listen, we'll take a 5-yard penalty there, especially in a pooch situation. So when there's a delay of game, I put it on myself, but those are the situations there.
Nathan Beard, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, last time you were in a kind of talent-equating matchup and the opponent took Marvin away, you still had that Mecca there. If you can't go on Saturday, what does that mean for Kyle as far as how he needs to be processing the options at that point?
Well, our guys, working hard to get back to the game, and we're hopeful that's going to happen. So, but we have a lot of weapons, and that's one of the things that we talk about in the preseason, is how we're going to spread the ball around. Well, we're in a game now, and whether it's tight end, running back, or receiver, we're going to need all these guys to step up. They're all going to have opportunities, but that's where depth comes in, and that's why we have to have weapons across the field.
Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, a close game. Where's Jaden Fields ranking for field goals?
It just depends on the wind. Yeah, I think he made one from 60 today. It was a pretty strong wind behind him, but it just depends on the wind. But he's got a strong leg.
Andy Backstrom, Letterman Rope.
Ryan, with Penn State ranking near the top of the country in time of possession, is there urgency to kind of dictate the pace of play in this game rather than letting them, play into it?
Yeah, we always want to dictate the pace of play for sure, but they've done a great job of that. So yeah, winning first down is critically important, on both sides of the ball. Whether it's staying on schedule to stay in third manageable situations, or on the other side of the ball to force the other team into a third and long situation. But yeah. And that comes with winning first down and stopping the run. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to establish that, and they've done a nice job of that this year. They have a big, strong offensive line, good running backs, good tight ends. So, we know the challenge that's ahead of us, and this is something that we got to do a good job with.
Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic.
Ryan, kind of off that Penn State's defensive line generates a lot of pressure. They'll blitz, but even then they get just so much pressure from the blitzes. How do you balance the idea of being efficient offensively and staying ahead of stakes, but also knowing that sometimes to make up some of the negative plays, you have to be explosive as well? It all works together, like you're saying. But yeah, they're very disruptive up front and do a really good job. So we got to have a plan for that and a way to attack. But and it's all 3 levels. They have good players, so it's not like we can just focus on one area. And but we're always looking to be explosive. That's an important part of our game. We know this is, Notre Dame had a really good defense. They did.
and you know, a little different style of defense here, but you know, statistically, this is the best defense in the country right now. So we know we got a really good challenge ahead of us. They're well coached. They got a good plan. They've got them playing sound right now, and so we got to be on our game.
Clay Hall, WSYX.
Ryan, is this as good a defense as you've faced since you've been here?
Yeah, I think you know, it's hard to tell when you're halfway through the season, but just as good as every Penn State defense we've seen. They're always good, and this is no different. Again, players at all levels, well coached, play really fast, disruptive. So you know, we're working hard this week to replicate that in practice and attack. You know, no, I mean, anytime you play Penn State, this is certainly what you're going to get. And, you know, we're excited for the challenge. You know, our guys have responded well to practice this week. You know, our guys love playing in big games like this. So, you know, we're excited, but very, very talented in all three levels, like I said.
Austin Ward, Rivals the podcast.
If detail can't go, how much more of a role do you think that would mean for Jermaine?
Yeah, I mean, you saw him play last week, and he's done a nice job when he stepped in there. You know, he's certainly aggressive, and he's somebody who doesn't shy away from competition. He's very competitive, and so you know, if need be, you know, he's somebody that we have confidence putting in the game. You know, we see it in practice. He goes against really good receivers every day in practice, and he's shown that he can cover our guys. So, I mean, that in and of itself should give him enough confidence to say, I can go play in a game, and it certainly the coaches believe that he can do it.
Doug Maurice, Kings of Columbus.
Similar question, if Mecca is limited in any way, a guy like Carnell, you know, we saw him with the big opportunity to make a big play. Has he advanced to the point where he could be ready for more of a role in a game like this? Yeah,
Carnell needs to be ready to go. You know, a bunch of our guys, you know, I've had a good weeks of practice, and Carnell has continued to prove that he deserves to play. Now, this goes back to the preseason, and you're seeing it. You saw him make a couple nice catches there in the game last week. You've seen it a couple weeks before in the touchdown catch, and he continues to impress. So, you know, it's about that time when you think about some of the freshmen who have, you know, made it. You know, as a freshman, it usually right around the middle of the season, end of the season, when they really start coming on. So that time frame is about right here for Carnell. So, you know, we have confidence to put him in the game.
Last two, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Brian, I know you're not thinking anything of this game. But next year, the 12th seed playoff, there's not going to be the urgency, like a must-win situation. How special is this game? It's not necessarily a must-win, Michigan, but it's hugely important. How much do you appreciate this kind of grasp of kind of breathing?
I don't know about appreciate, but it's every week. You know, you have to bring it every week, and that's what's great about college football, the way it's structured now. It is going to be different moving forward. Good or bad, it doesn't really matter. I just think that, like you said, it'll be different. And so the games don't get any bigger than this.
And final question, Andrew Gillis, Cleveland.com.
Brian, this is obviously a big weekend in terms of the visitor list for recruits. How big of a weekend can this be for recruits to see the whole atmosphere get in here, and what does that mean to the whole operation?
Yeah, huge. Guys have had this circled for a while. You know, when are you coming to visit? We'll be there for the Penn State game. That's been going on for the last couple of months, and we'll have big numbers here. And it's a great opportunity for families and recruits to see the atmosphere for a big game. You know, you'll have so many people here, and you know, certainly all the media outlets, and you know, noon kickoff in the shoe. It's going to be rocking, and so we just say all the time, you know, do you picture yourself playing in this type of environment? And what you do is you find guys who want to play in this environment, want to play in these, you know, these types of games.
Great, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Brian, you can say anything, Bruce?